we're going to talk now a little bit about what is your personal year number and how do you calculate that and everything. This is going to be real fast. I do want to let everybody know, whether you're listening live, watching us live, or watching the replay video later, down in the description, you are going to find a link to a PDF that is kind of a little cheat sheet that has a little bit about each personal year number. So grab that. And actually, now that I'm thinking about that, I opened it up, Mary, and I closed it. So I need to go back over there and pull it back open again. Going over to, let's see, I got to go over to the channel, and we're going to mute the channel so it doesn't, give us, here it is, personal year PDF. It's a bit.ly link, folks. So it'll be bit.ly/personal year PDF. That'll bring it up for y'all. Okay, I got it. See, I gotta go.
Awesome.
Gotta turn that off here. So the personal year. Okay, so last show we talked about life path numbers, and it's basically the same thing. And we talked about how for your life path number, you're just taking your birthday and you're adding all the digits across. So obviously you're going to turn the month. If it's May, you're going to turn that into the 5th. So you're going to put 5 and then the day and then the year. And then you're going to add all those numbers across. Now, with that many numbers, you're going to get a double digit. Add those two numbers together and you should get a single digit. In some circumstances, you might get another double digit. Just keep adding them together to get a single digit, 1 through 9. And that's how you get your life path. And we talked about how that is similar to the sun sign in astrology. Now, the personal year number is talking about where you are in the 9-year cycle. So when you're born and you have your birth date, obviously it's when you're born, that's what the energy is of that day, the full date broken down. And you may be anywhere in that 9-year cycle when you're born. We're not born on year 1 and then go through the 9, but you will see the pattern. If you write it out, starting with your life path number, which is your personal year number of the date the year you were born. If you write that down and then write out all the other numbers, Mary, you can start to see patterns. You can see the 9-year cycle starting and stopping as you're going through your life, into your teens, into college, into your 20s, into your 30s, into your 40s, and beyond. It's really fascinating stuff. So it's very useful to know where in the personal year cycle you currently are. And the way you do that, it's really simple. You're going to take your month and the day you were born. You're going to add those together. Only unlike the life path where you're adding in the year you were born, instead you add in the current year. So, and a little aside, the month of the day, when you add those together and reduce to a single digit, that's your attitude number too. So it's basically your attitude number added to the current world year number, which we know is 6, 2022. You can just drop all zeros in any numbers when you're doing numerology calculations. 2 + 2 + 2 is 6. So we're in a world year of 6. We're all under that influence of that energy, but we want to find out where in that 9-year personal year cycle you are. And just think of the progression of the 9 numbers. I don't know if on the last show we went through all 9 numbers, Mary, but 1, obviously the beginning, 9, obviously the end. And so like today, for instance, the entire date reduces to a 9. So anybody born today, this very day, would have a 9 life path and be in a 9 personal year. Well, that's endings. So we're ending right now. Now there's a lot of cycles going on here, Mary. There is the weekly cycle, the daily cycle, the monthly cycle, the annual cycle. Okay. So not only is it this 9-year cycle, but also as we're going through each day and looking at the daily numerology, which is what we do on these shows, that's yet another cycle, right? So the daily cycle is the days. So 20 reduces to 2. Tomorrow will be the 21st. 2 plus 1 is 3. That'll be a 3. And it'll go through the 9 numbers and it'll cycle 2.5 to 3 times through, or a little bit more through a typical month, as an example.
Wow.
But
It's
knowing
a lot.
right, but knowing where you are in your personal year number tells
Mm.
you a lot of things. For instance, we often talk about 5 and how
I
5.
am having a 5-year.
Yes,
I am.
it's
No,
perfect. Yeah.
no, no.
So you're a good example of this. We like to I like to do this like towards the end of the year, the beginning of the next year, tell everybody on the shows what their personal year numbers are, because then you're forearmed and forewarned for this year you're going into. So next year it's going to be 2023, right?
Mhm.
What's that energy? That's a 7 energy. Yeah, so that's the energy of the natural detective, and doing research, and it's the highest spiritual number. Maybe maybe the world collectively will do more, in-depth spiritual exploration. But
Mm.
this year is that 6 energy, return to harmony and balance after the chaos of 5. But you're in a personal year of 5, and whatever your personal year number is, that energy is more affecting you than the world year number. It still has to be
Yeah.
looked at. So with 5, that's a high energy number. Yeah, it can be chaos, but by knowing you're going into a 5-year at the beginning of the year, you set the intention, I'm going to work that 5 energy in the positive. I'm going to latch on to that high energy, and it's a number of change as well. And I'm going to make positive changes in my life. Now, if you're unaware of that, you can very easily slip into the chaos side of the 5 energy
Mhm.
in a personal
Yeah.
year. But just by knowing where you are, it helps with a lot of things. Like, for instance, if you're in a 5-year, you don't make big choices. You wait till the 6-year or some of the other numbers. But you, in a 5-year, you don't buy a house, you don't buy a car, you don't sign contracts, you don't get married, you don't have children, you don't, nothing big do you do in a 5-year, because it's the chaos number. You just don't do that. It
Mm.
doesn't mean that you can't start things. You could start a business and use that energy, that high energy, to get a lot done, that kind of thing. And it would be a big
Yeah.
change, and 5's about change. But by knowing where you are in the 9-year cycle, kind of get a preview of the year, and it also helps you figure out what to do, what not to do in
Mm.
that particular year. So if you look at the cheat sheet, all you got to do is take the month you were born, let's say the 5th, and the day you were born, so like the 5th month, Monday, May, God, I can't talk, May, the number 5, and let's say the 12th. So 1 plus 2 is 3, plus 5 is 8. Then you take that number and add that to the current year. So 8 plus 6, 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So that person's in a 5 personal year. That's
Mm.
pretty weird that I did that randomly and I ended up back at 5 again, Mary. What are you doing to me with you and your 5? Anyway,
I don't know.
yes. So that's how you do it. And you guys have the cheat sheet there. And if you have any questions about your personal year, you can pop them in the chat, or you can, which is the comments, obviously, on the live on YouTube, or give us a call, 714-816-4628. Call us now.
Color.
So,
Color.
Mary,
Hmm.
what are you thinking about personal year numbers? And, I'm thinking using them in your practice as a as a reader, as a professional reader, it's really great to do somebody. And by the way, you don't need their whole name, their birth name. You don't need to do all those calculations. All you need is their birth date, and you can get their life path, their attitude, and the personal year number. And I think it's really great to start there, because you know what kind of year that person's in, and then you pull cards and do a reading.
Yeah.
What do you think
Yes.
about that?
I think yes. I think I'm in a personal year 5, and I
How's
didn't
it been
set the
going
right
for you?
not well.
Oh no.
Not well. It has been the craziest, the most
Mm.
insane, the
Yeah.
greatest in a lot of ways. Some really amazing things have happened. And yet, like, wow, I don't feel like I can, get my arms around this tornado and hold on to it.
Mm.
I'm like,
Mary,
my 8 seconds.
didn't you have a lot of deaths this year? Well,
Sure, sure. There's that too. There were a lot of deaths. There were the
mm.
lows, the very, very lows, and the very, very highs, and surprises, constant surprises. So I feel like that's like chaos, like that chaos energy. And I don't know,
Mm.
man. I should become like a chaos magician or something so I can like deal with this, because like
Yeah.
chaos seems to come around, a lot. And I mean, not just for me, but like, you know,
Everybody. Yeah.
it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's all about working the energy. I mean, really, and there's still a few months left, and, a couple months anyway. You could get a lot done still. You could tap into that 5 energy. Where's that deck I've been waiting for? You're supposed to finish the deck.
Yeah. Well, I've gotten a lot done. It's just been like constantly busy.
Mm.
That's like, it's like that kind of chaos, it's like,
Well, for a lot of
I
people in
don't
a
know.
5 year, they say it feels like a roller coaster. You know,
Definitely a
yeah.
roller coaster,
But also what
like
I
a
tell,
nutty roller
and
coaster.
in alignment with that, what I tell people is go ride a roller coaster. You see, the 5 energy not only comes up with like a 5 personal year or a 5 world year, but it also comes
Mhm.
up on a daily and monthly basis. So every month there's multiple 5 days. On those days I
Mhm.
go, just don't try. Just go to the movies, ride a roller coaster, read a good book,
Eat some chocolate,
eat chocolate,
take
do a
a bubble
do a
bath.
spa day, right? Do a spa day.
Mhm.
Yeah, don't make any decisions on that day. Don't sign any
Yeah.
contracts. Don't buy a car or brand new washing machine or new house or yes, just ride the roller coasters. But it's interesting because people also describe it that way. It feels like a roller coaster. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
you just have to ride it out till the next year, because then you go into
Ah,
6, and that's why it's called a return to balance and harmony. You feel much more
thank God.
balanced. Absolutely, absolutely. So there you go, folks. If you have any questions, let me know. And by the way, if you're getting anything out of this, if you're learning something new, or maybe you get a reading from us, or we pull a card for you or something like that, and you want to buy Mary and I a cup of coffee, you can head over. This is our tip jar, and you can just run over to coffee.tarottoday.live, and you can put in any amount and send us a tip, buy us a cup of coffee. Coffee
Yeah.
dot
I've only got water now.
Oh, yeah, me too. I only have water in front of me. I usually have coffee in front of me, but I'll get a cup after the show. But
Mhm.
there you go. Coffee.tarottoday.live if you want to send us a little something, 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 something. And I should mention, of course, if you like how we do these tag team readings where it's the two of us both reading for you, and hey, 2 heads are better than 1. 2 readers, wow, that's awesome. You can do a private session like we do on the radio, only much longer and private, and we call them tag team readings. You can run over to tagteam.tarottoday.live, and you can book a session with us, and we do tarot and oracle cards, numerology, chakra readings, and we spend anywhere from 30, 40 minutes with you. So we can answer a
Yeah.
lot of your questions. We can go deep dive into any area you want us to deep dive into. And you can book over at tagteam.tarottoday.live.